Hi everyone, I'm going to talk over worksheet number 4. If you are confused from the video, this may help. The learning target is I can connect a p-value to a significant result and draw conclusions from it. Number 1 says a test of the null hypothesis of H naught where p is equal to 0.81 versus HA as p is greater than 0.81. The one-sided alternative yields a z-score of 1.53. So I did all the work for you. You don't have to find a statistic. You don't have to find a standard deviation. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to go to your chart and find the p-value and interpret it. So when you go to the chart here, you can see that the p-value from the table is 0.9370. If you ever go to a chart and you get a p-value that high, you need to think you did something wrong. You can't just stop there. Or I shouldn't say you did something wrong. You can't just stop there. And you have to analyze it. Usually your p-values are anywhere from 20% or below that. You're never going to get a p-value in the 90s. And so as a result then, we need to think, well, our alternative hypothesis is greater than 0.81, and our z-score is a positive number. It's on the positive side of the mean, of the center. So we need to subtract that from 1 to get 0.063 here for our final p-value. And the interpretation of this is the probability of getting a statistic as extreme or more extreme than what we calculated given the null hypothesis is true. And typically we need to put this null hypothesis in context. But because we don't have a context here, we just leave it like that. Now the next question says, is the result significant at the alpha 0.10 level? Write a conclusion statement. This is where we have to look at our p-value and compare it to our alpha. This is our cutoff for if something is significant. It's got to be below this. And because our p-value is less than alpha, we have significant results. So in conclusion, we use that sentence frame I gave you in the video and state because our p-value is 0.063, which is less than alpha of 0.10, we reject the null hypothesis. We have evidence for HA. But now in part C, I changed it, and I changed the significance level to 0.05. Well, our p-value is 0.063, so now that's greater than 0.05, so we do not have significant results. So as a conclusion, we would say because our p-value is 0.063, which is greater than alpha, 0.05, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, and we have no evidence for HA. Now, I'm not going to do number 2 for you. You're going to do this one, but I want you to notice that it is a two-sided test. That means it's a not equals to. So once you find your p-value, you need to remember to multiply by 2. Now, you can check the key on the desk, and I'll try to post it online as well to help you out. I'm going to talk through number 3 for you, and then you can do number 4 on your own. On number 3, it's talking about if one study is any indication of many middle school students are not shy about admitting aggressive behavior in school. A University of Illinois study on aggressive behavior surveyed 558 students in a Midwestern middle school. When asked to describe their behavior in the last 30 days, 445 students said their behavior included physical aggression, social ridicule, teasing, name-calling, and issuing threats. Is this evidence that more than 3/4 of students at the middle school engage in bullying behavior? Part A says carry out a significance test, and then it says do just the state and do part. So your state part is right here, okay? And I always start with the P, and that's the percentage of the situation. So it's the percentage of students at the middle school who engage in bullying. Right now we're trying to find evidence, and that's our suspicions right here, that HA, where P is greater than 0.75. So if our suspicions is that it's greater than 0.75, our null hypothesis is that P is 0.75. Now in the do part, I just put all of the answers. You do need to show your work. You need to state that it's a normal curve, where the center is your null hypothesis, your claim, the truth as it should be. Your standard deviation is 0.02. Again, you need to show your work. Your statistic is 445 divided by 558, which is 0.80, which is already above 0.75. And we get a z-score of 2.5. You go to your chart, you get your p-value, and then you need to subtract from 1 to get 0.0062. That's all of part A. And then you're taking what we learned today and we're saying, okay, well now we need to write a conclusion using statistical language. And we now conclude and we say, hey, we have significant results here. Why do we have significant results? Well, this p-value is less than alpha. Now notice they don't state an alpha. And I said in the video that the alpha, when it's not stated, is always 0.05. So we say because our p-value is 0.062, which is less than alpha of 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis and we have evidence that the percentage of students who engage in bullying is greater than 0.75. Thank you and have a great day.